Hey y'all, it's Ja, and today's video is going to be a little different. I'm actually doing this video as a project for one of my classes, my Psychology of Death and Dying class, and it's a celebration of my life. And basically what the project was to give exactly that, like something that represents how you would celebrate your life, your memories, people who are important into your life. So in this video you'll see different people who will give answers to questions that I previously asked. The questions will make more sense as they answer them, and you'll see different pictures and symbols throughout the video that kind of represent me, things that I'm passionate about, and things that I've accomplished, such as the things that you'll see. They won't already be explicit, but you can kind of like get the context based off the pictures if you know me. If you don't, that's okay. I'll have further details in the description box. And also at the end of the video there's going to be a recitation of a excerpt from Iyanla Vanzant's Acts of Faith Meditation for People of Color, and that's something that really sticks to me and something that I really like hold myself by, so I decided to add that in this as well. But before we begin those parts, I just wanted to preface this video by saying that this is a very sensitive thing for me to do, because almost 2 years ago I contemplated suicide, and I know that that's something that a lot of people have thought about, attempted multiple times, something that is an issue that we don't necessarily put on the table. And that's something that this class has really encouraged us to do, was to put things that are uncomfortable to talk about, or controversial, or just sensitive, or just something that we're fearful to address, to put it on the table. So that's what I'm doing, and it was really eye-opening to hear the things that people were saying in response to the questions that I asked, because when I was in that state of depression and having suicidal thoughts, I genuinely felt like there was nobody in my support system who I could rely on that would give me that strength, or make me feel like I was important, or valued, or loved, or even that I mattered. Although in my conscious mind I knew those things, something in my subconscious was telling me that those things were not true. So I just hope that through this video you can see the change, and you can be inspired to know your worth. Not that it always has to come from other people, but just through doing this project, it really helped me give myself the meaning and put the things on the table that I kind of didn't really pay that much attention to, didn't really give that much value to, because I didn't have to think about it. But doing this project really opened my mind to knowing my value before I die. And I think that that's important too, because a lot of people say that you wait too long to give people roses to smell them. And basically, you know, the flowers at the funeral, the person who's being remembered can't smell those flowers. So this is my chance to give myself the time to smell my flowers, I guess, if that makes sense. But also I wanted to address this tattoo right here. I got this tattoo as a way for me to show my growth after experiencing that. And this right here is a semicolon. The words say warrior, and up top this says God is greater than the highs and lows. And these are peony flowers, and this is also a ankh that means eternal life. And that is just a testament to me being someone who can now use that experience that I had to use my growth to encourage other people to do the same thing, and to feel like they have someone who's in their corner, because you're not alone. And this isn't a depressing project, but I just wanted to get that out there, because that is something that I have personally experienced that a lot of people, even in my immediate circle, don't know. And I just wanted this project to be a way to bring that all to like full circle, you know. Like, this project, with that being said, was very important to me, and I hope that it makes sense, and I hope that you enjoy it. So now we're going to get into the interview questions that were answered by these beautiful women in my life.
What object reminds me of you? I would have to say the Alex and Annie bracelet we gave each other for our friend anniversary. And it's crazy because we actually bought each other the same Alex and Annie bracelet. And I'm just like, that's crazy. We really best friends. But every time I wear it and every time I see it on my dresser, I just think of you. And then when people just like notice it or say something about it, I just say my best friend bought this for me.
Shells, anything that you can make, you know, any kind of jewelry out of, something colorful, something vibrant, something that can take you into different places and different cultures, that's used by different cultures and things. I think that would be the object that would remind me of her, more specifically waist beads. I remember Imani is the first person who got me onto waist beads, so definitely that would be what would remind me of her.
How will I remember you? Forget the title of best friend. Like, you're really my sister, and I love you with all my freaking heart. Like, I don't know. Words can't describe the love that I have for you, because you're like one of the most understanding people that I've ever like come into contact with. You're so protective. You've been protective of me since middle school, and like, I don't know, I'm about to cry because like I really love you. Like, you're really expressive, you're really down to earth. Like, it's a side of you that I see that most people don't see, and I'm thankful for you for being my best friend because I really love you. What song reminds me of you? That's not really hard. I would say Forever by Chris Brown, because literally that song brings back so many memories. Dating all the way back to middle school. We used to be singing that song, harmonizing, like passing off lyrics. Like, we love that song, and like every time I hear that song or that the name of the song is spoken up, I just think Imani. And like, I don't know, we just used to go into that song.
Okay, so I have this whole like obsession with the Prince of Egypt, and if someone said "whoop whoop," you're my guy, you're my girl, it's lit. But there is this one song when Moses and him and his wife get married, and the dad is singing Through Heaven's Eyes, and at the chorus, the every single time that part came on, I remember Imani and I would be outside of the church, and we would take each other's hands and we would walk around in a circle like we were like kind of getting married. It was weird, but we knew it was like it was a lot of fun. But at that part, the la 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 la, that was like probably like we would do it probably like 20 times a day. People get sick of it, but we didn't.
Something I regret, it would definitely be leaving her be sometimes. Sometimes I felt like there was times when I should have stepped up and been in her corner and supported her and basically used my voice to echo her voice, because at the end of the day, I care about her so much. So definitely being there, being present, being vocal more for her. And I regret, the people who abused her and not kicking them in the throat.
Another memory is when we posted the videos of us looking pregnant. Yo, that's a memory, because who would have thought of that?
What will you miss the most? I would miss our jokes, our corny jokes, the laughs. I would miss your smile, like just always keeping a smile on your face, not letting your situation wear you down and stuff like that. Cause like every time I would see her, she would always smile, and like you wouldn't think that she's going through stuff, but she really is.
What legacy / lasting impression did I leave? Like, you're someone who is very honest about how they feel, and you're not afraid to tell it like it is, but in a way where people can understand and not feel hurt, but more like, yeah, I get it. And it's like, I respect that, because not a lot of people are going to tell you the truth. Some people are going to tell you what you want to hear. And like, you're
very passionate about what you believe in and what you stand for, and you're going to give your opinion on certain situations, and everybody has a different opinion, but like you give another side to a situation where you open the mind and eyes of others so they can have more understanding, or they can figure out another route instead of, going a certain path.
I believe she left the legacy of culture, of knowing your self-worth, being down in that worth, and being able to overcome no matter what situation may come your way. Imani was a very strong-minded woman, so I believe that she definitely left that, embracing other cultures as well.
The last time I saw Imani, we were actually at a party together, and this was maybe a month ago, and at that time we had already lost a friend of ours that actually went to our church. So when I saw her, it was very, very comforting for me because I wasn't able to see her at the funeral, but when I saw her, it was just it felt like home. And I'm not gonna cry. There's a lot of stuff that we take for granted when it comes to the people that we care about. But the lasting impression that I had of her was her laughter and her smile. And that I always complimented her on her smile. I was like, yo, your smile is just so contagious. Your laugh is so goofy and so giggly. It's Imani.
If I had to pick a piece of artwork that represents Imani, I would have to say, I don't know much about art per se, but if you could find a piece of artwork that deals with finding yourself spiritually and mentally while also keeping God first, then that would be Imani. Because as a person who goes through a lot, she still shows growth. She still has a smile on her face, and through it all, God is number one in her life. So I really, really like that about her. And I don't know if this is bad or not, but I feel like Imani's funeral is gonna be popping. I honestly hope I'm allowed to see it. Okay, I feel like it's gonna be a tattoo shop in the back. Okay, yeah, I just think it's gonna be lit, and I think it's gonna be more of a celebration of life, and any way where it's not sadness and depressing, I feel like it's gonna be color requirements where we have to wear not black, and something where it's more uplifting rather than a time for sadness. It's more of a time to rejoice. If you have ever doubted your ability to survive, look at where you come from. Don't limit yourself to parents and grandparents. Go all the way back to the root. In your family line is the genius of those who were born into a barren land and built the pyramids and the oasis. Of your mind is the consciousness of those who charted the stars, kept time by the sun, and planted by the moon. In the center of your being is the strength of those who planted the crops, toiled in the fields, and banqueted on what others discarded. In the light of your heart is those who bore the children who were sold away only to one day hang from a tree. In the cells of your bloodstream is the memory of those who weathered the voyage, stood on the blocks, found their way through the forest, and took their case to the Supreme Court. So with all of that going for you, what are you worrying about? We are the children of those who chose to survive.